Hi and welcome to Upsiders Information. In today's video, I will analyze the astrology of the new moon in Aquarius on January 29 and the Chinese New Year and how it can affect the markets and crypto. But as always, I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. This is for informational purposes only, and that being said, as above, so below, the energies affect sentiment, so astrology gives you an edge. Now, this new moon is the first after the solstice, which starts the beginning of the Chinese New Year. And I'm not a Chinese astrologer, but I'm a Chinese medicine practitioner, and I'm very familiar with the Chinese elements, and we're going from the wood dragon to the wood snake. So we're on the same vibe, wood. Wood energy is ambitious, is about growth like the trees, though we can't appreciate it, they grow steadily taller to compete for the light. The sprout has the strength to break the seed, and everything explodes in exuberance in springtime. And that's the energy of wood for the remainder of the year. Now, the dragon, like the snake, are reptilians, so we are on the same vibe as well. But the snake is smaller than the dragon, so this speaks of downsizing in order to grow and streamline your life, so you don't carry unwanted or unnecessary weight. Yet, unlike the dragon, the snake is not mythical but real. So this tells me that our goals stand a chance of going from mere dreams to actual manifestations. For what you might want to be realistic, not playing small, but not biting more than you can chew, so you can effectively make things happen. And talking about reptilians, this also tells me that we're in from disclosure. And not a soft disclosure, but more of a broad disclosure, not just in the ET department, but across the board. Basically, from half-ass information about the subject to a more comprehensive information without being the full-blown information, because they always want to keep the secrets, right? And the main secrecy of UFO phenomena is free energy. And we can see that with the drones now, though they're mostly ours and built through reverse engineering of captured crafts. And these devices don't run on gas or anything else that is familiar to you. They apparently run on gravitic propulsion, which only the US and China has that capability so far. So they're either theirs or ours or both, but from human origin. Now, we had many geniuses that had rediscovered the secrets of free energy, and they all ended up not well. So when they speak of green agendas, it's bullpoop, guys, because they had enslaved us through the dependence of energy. And that's how the elites maintain their power. And too much money has been spent historically to bury the information about the UFO, from trillions missing in the black budget, which Catherine Austin Fitts discovered. She was a whistleblower from the Bush era, and she talks about the agenda as the economic reset plan and has plenty of sources and resources, and you can check her out in the Solari report at her site solari.com if you want to go down that rabbit hole. I highly recommend her. Anyway, back to the astrology of the snake ear. The snake sheds its skin. Like Pluto, is a phoenix theme of death and rebirth that invites you to reinvent yourself. And like new moons, which are new beginnings, but this is for the whole year. So this year is new year, new you. Now, on the monthly time frame, new moons for the markets are usually local tops, but not always. And we just saw how Bitcoin recuperated since the last full moon, but it started to stall again, and the new moon is in Aquarius, which benefits people, and being ruled by Uranus, this favors crypto too. Now, the new moon is also in positive aspects with the nodes of fate and a positive grand sextile with both Mars and Neptune. But Mars, a planet of action, is retrograde and at fall in Cancer, and in a 10 square with Chiron, the wounded planet. This in the markets represents accountability and corrections. Yet, Mars is also in a beautiful trine with money planet Venus assisting with finances. And Neptune, even though it's powerful in its rulership, is the planet of illusions, and hopes don't pay bills, but is also with Venus, the money planet, which is exalted in Pisces, and is with Saturn, the reality check planet that helps to ground us to be realistic. though Saturn has more of a restrictive quality, which expresses as corrections, consolidations, or resistance. And that might be the reason why Bitcoin is kept in check these days and for the months to come. Now, with the expectations, we run the risk of overextending ourselves, and Uranus, ruler of crypto, is volatile. And it can backfire like it happened with the Trump dump, the meme coin that exploded and now got the rug pulled. Because memes like shitcoins don't do anything, so there's no real infrastructure or utility behind them, with some exceptions that are good projects with ecosystems that have an ethos, like Doge or SHIB, which intend to be community-backed. But others are more of a speculating asset, like pump and dump schemes, basically a gamble. Now, with Pluto in Aquarius for the next 2 decades, with Pluto being wealth and power, and Aquarius the sign of crypto and the collective, crypto could be power to the people. But on a darker note, Pluto is also the phoenix planet of death and transformation, where this could be used against us, as so many had warned, like Whitney Webb, a financial investigative journalist that explains how the blockchain tech is the infrastructure required for CBDCs, which stands for central bank digital currencies, which is basically programmable money, like in communist China, where they can sequester your assets if you don't do as they say. And CBDCs could be the basis for the digital ID, linking financial data to personal data, and the microchip/transhumanist agenda, which is what has been called the mark of the beast. Now, on January 23, President Trump issued an executive order banning CBDCs and establishing an executive group to examine the future of digital assets in the U.S., strengthening American leadership in digital financial technology, which could promote the U.S. leadership in crypto while protecting economic liberty. So hopefully we're heading on the opposite direction of the globalists. But on the other hand, he also announced the merge of the AI grid with the MNRI technology, which falls right under the WEF Reset Agenda 2030. So let's see what happens in the next 4 years, unless something happens to him. But regardless, it's always important to own hard assets too, like metals, which contributes to a diversified and more stable portfolio. And there are many platforms, but I share below the one I use for myself that has both regular and IRA accounts, and it also offers a credit cards that have rewards that you can allocate to the metals of your choice. I will leave the link below. Now, this new moon is in a positive trine with magnificent Jupiter, the planet that is larger than life, the so-called great benefic or magnifier that increases everything it touches. So this is auspicious for our plans, and being in Gemini, the dual sign of the twins, it favors the mind, the ideas and communications. This is not just on a personal note, but also the information and communication sectors like social media and the travel sector as well, if you want to invest in them, like the Magnificent Seven, for example, all up until Jupiter leaves the sign halfway through 2025, especially because the new moon is in a loose conjunction with Mercury, the messenger planet that is also the merchant planet, and Mercury is in a conjunction with Pluto, the planet of wealth, power, and transformation. Though this could also mean that skeletons are coming out of the closets, as we can see how the platforms are transforming alongside the new political government, with Zuckerberg now admitting political censorship and sucking up to Trump. Or in the case of TikTok, their time is up, pun intended, as it sounds like a ticking bomb, very Plutonian indeed. Now let's see for crypto, Bitcoin, that is the leading coin. So from today till the new moon, Saturn will conjunct Bitcoin progress Venus, which counteracts other positive alignments, offering some resistance and maybe manifesting in a choppy market. On the 26th, Mercury sextile Neptune. It's okay, technically it's positive, but with Neptune, it's castles in the air. So I don't consider Neptune necessarily to be positive in any situation for the markets, because it brings confusion and markets don't like confusion. But Venus sextiles Uranus, which is ruler of crypto, so this is favorable. Now, on the 27th, Mercury will conjunct Bitcoin Jupiter. This is very positive. Now, on January 29, the new moon in Aquarius will conjunct the Bitcoin North Node. So this is very positive. It's probably a possible top or a good omen for the next cycle. But Saturn on the Bitcoin Progress Venus has a restricting action manifesting in resistance. And on the 30, Uranus stations direct, which brings unexpected surprises and news. And technically, when it's stationed direct, it would be positive, but with Uranus, which is so unpredictable, is a wild card. And something that I like to do is to check for the general sentiment, the fear greed index, and bet against it. Now, the Sun trine Jupiter is positive. February 3rd, Venus sextile Bitcoin Jupiter, positive, but square Bitcoin Pluto on the 5th, negative, and Mars trine Bitcoin Uranus on the 5th too, positive. The Sun conjuncts Bitcoin Chiron, the healing planet, on the 6th, which financially is accountability. And we could have a healthy correction to help respect or build market structure. We have Saturn approaching Bitcoin Uranus, no bueno, and then it's going to oppose Bitcoin Saturn. So I don't expect any major moves up anytime soon. And hopefully this gives way for our season because it's been overdue. With that, I will leave you today. If you need a private reading, reach out to me at upsidersinformation@pm.me. And please give me a like or a comment or both, because this tells the algorithm and me that this content matters to you. Thank you so much for listening. Till the next one, namaste.